Hey, Wes.
Good to see you, brother.
Thanks for coming out to TBI today.
Thanks, pal. Thanks for having us.
Be fun to show you some new toys today.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Been looking forward to it for quite a while.
Yeah, so new GT stuff's been working out really well on tour, so it's gonna be exciting to kind of show both of you. So I think the plan is, let's start with you, Ian, and kind of walk through some stuff, seeing what you're seeing with your driver today, and then show you some new stuff and see if we can find some opportunity here.
I'm excited. There's definitely room for improvement. So
I brought in some help on the tee this time, so in case we need a little
drag me down, JJ.
a little help. So let's see where you're starting with, and let's go from there. So Sim 9 degree.
Yep.
VF5.
Yep.
X-Flex.
Yeah, kind of ended up back in this start of the year. Probably a bit of a safety blanket.
Okay. Going back to what you know is always helpful.
Yeah, yeah. Just I think maybe start of the year when you're just trying to find it a wee bit.
Yep. Shot shape, little push draw.
I would say that's what I'm looking for, JJ, for sure.
Okay.
I'm looking for something that starts down that right side. I think that's been my struggle this year, is I've not really found something that gives me that start line and curvature. I'm struggling a little bit with that. Starts on the line, cuts away, or it will go left and turn further left.
Got it.
A wee bit of that in there.
Yeah, because that had that.
Lately, the spins kind of dropped out of this a little lower than you've wanted to see.
And I think that big part of that is me not seeing what I need to see from the drivers, making me do some weird stuff with alignment, and I'm trying to kind of find the flight through the fields. So I haven't found a driver really that gives me that kind of license to aim down the right side and just go hard at it.
Yeah. Got it.
I mean,
So those are the two misses.
That sums it up right there.
Yeah.
High right,
high
low
right,
left.
low left. So the high right was 159.5 ball speed.
Yeah.
But had some height and spin. When we get to 162 ball speed but now it's 9 launch at 1700.
Yeah.
So your average looked fine.
Yeah.
But I think we made bogey on both those.
At best.
Perfect. We can work with that.
Okay.
So 161 ball speed on that one. You know, the launch is up, the attack goes up, but you know, the swing direction actually was less right. You know, path gets a little bit left because it's a little more up. But we can just match that up. So that's kind of the one thing here with the GT lineup I think we want to talk about is your lowest spin was 1570, your highest spin was 2918.
Yeah.
One of the things we see in the GT lineup is not only good ball speeds, it's weird, we've been calling it the 2 driver on tour. Mm-hmm. We don't see a lot of 3s and we don't see a lot of 1s in spins. We're trying to compress that spin, which helps us control the flight and the direction.
Love it. Cool.
So, thought-wise is that we're gonna do this a little different than we've done in the past.
Okay.
We're gonna talk shape first.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do your testing order backwards.
Okay.
So we're gonna look at 3 different head shapes and you're gonna tell me what you like the looks of the best.
Okay.
So option 1. Observation.
Looks amazing. Looks amazing. Okay. Okay.
So this is part of the goal here. We hear from tour players is you don't want a reason to not love it. Mm. And so part of our goal look-wise is how do we control flight and direction with making the visual at address really strong regardless.
What stands out to you right out of the gates?
These two being so similar. I mean, I'm guessing this is 3 and this is 4, but I'm struggling with that to kind of got to flip it, and then that looks like 2. So yes, 2, 4, 3 is what I would guess, but man, it's close.
So trying to really keep that tour-inspired shape and make that really clean look so that we're letting the fit dictate things.
Right. I don't even want to look at it. I want to see if I'm right. So I would say 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 2, 3, 4.
What was your favorite look?
I mean, I've always loved 4, but I think with 2 coming closer to 3, like I kind of like a bit of 2, to be honest, if that's what that is.
Yep. So I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
There's the 3. There's the 4.
Right. Interesting. That's a big change. Feels like a big change.
So really subtle changes, working this toe, really focusing on this corner, keeping that pair, but keeping that kind of launchy, pulled back look.
Yeah. You're going to go through the same, so I won't hand them. I was almost past them there, but you're going to do the same thing.
So we're going to go ahead and kind of work a little different direction on you here.
Okay.
Let's just start with gamer shaft. Let's just show you some head performance.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of go in that other order here. So we're going to start with the 4.
Okay.
Get some numbers, and then kind of show you all the heads, and then we'll work into where our favorite is.
Amazing.
Sounds good.
Say common sound feel to start.
Setting we start with?
A1.
A1, okay.
You've got height back.
Yeah.
Sounds like a tightly strung tennis racket.
Yeah.
When you first get those tight strings, when you've just had a racket restrung, and you know you've got power just from that tension. That's what that sounds like to me.
That's a cool descriptor.
Yeah.
You want to guess ball speed on that one?
Oh, I mean, I would have honestly said quite light, like 59, because normally when I see high, I associate that with low ball speed.
163.3.
Was it really?
Yeah. On 1420/600.
Yeah, that's entirely different, because I normally feel if I give away or if I go up in apex, I go down in speed.
Well, and the cool part is we were trying to raise on some of those misses, launch and spin.
Yeah.
We went a little too far.
Right.
But now we're with height and speed, so we're only going to get more and more out of that one. But give this one more, and we'll walk the other heads and kind of dial that in.
128 feet in the air, but I'll tell you, it's 2 of the straightest drives I've seen yet in a long time.
Really nice miss there.
Yeah.
So we don't beat you up, we'll leave that.
Okay. That's on the array of strikes there, JJ. That's impressive. I mean, to neck that one where I did 2400.
Yeah, and that's
is
the thing.
really
That's
impressive.
It's almost an anomaly for us on some of these in that, you know, the straight one was 26 and 24, and then the heel's 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just show you the other one. So GT3. You can see kind of some big changes on the bottom here.
Right.
We've moved the track. We moved the track on purpose.
Yep.
It gets us a couple things. We'll go over them more after.
Okay.
But it really helps us with CG and aerodynamics. So now we're in Windows.
Yep.
So we're really trying to clean up everything, move everything into a good spot.
Love it. Cool.
So again, just getting us started here. This is A1 neutral CG. Really nice.
I love the sound of this one, JJ.
That was nice.
I love the sound of this one.
So it's very nice of our R&D department. There are tour-inspired stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we used to do that dab of rat glue in the crown. Just
Sure.
We don't want quiet.
Yeah.
We want kind of that sweet spot. And so getting this really tuned in there. You can see even the face graphics. We were drawing silver Sharpie lines
Right.
on players to help it frame the ball, let it see loft. So I think that even something as subtle as the graphics for you is if it helps us aim and get you feeling like you don't have to create launch.
Definitely.
You have to almost remove launch. We
Yep.
find players face to path gets really good.
That's where I feel like I'm at, you know, with the delivery. Like I even can feel like that's still a little bit high in the exit, but that's, I think, like you said, trying to manipulate the loft of the low static loft to create the right dynamic. I just feel like I'm never
And that's
really
where
there.
it's kind of, if the static feels higher than it measures, then that attack angle is 3.6. When we started, you were up to 5.8.
Yeah.
So in 2 swings, just from how it sets at address, we're starting to lose that, and we're starting to not have two-way misses.
Love it. You're right. I mean, with these so far, if I hit a decent one, I mean, 3 or 4 out of 5 have all been kind of on that same line.
Yeah, we haven't had any of this one. And I think we've kind of found as we get graphics to enhance swing dynamics, so when we steal from Mark Blackburn and Scott Hamilton's and Jason Bales, they really are always talking this motion.
That's what I feel like I want to be at, where I can feel like I'm there.
Yep, so if we start with graphics, and that's when we started doing Sharpies, is, you know, we would get, same as everybody, that really dark face, and players would comment, I can't see the loft.
Right.
So you'd loft them up and then the spin's too high.
Yeah.
So we started doing these silver Sharpie lines and it got to a point where we're gonna just integrate that graphic on the face.
That.
That's cool.
Smart. Honestly, felt like a better swing, JJ. It was close, that one.
I'm telling you, so if you come back here on that one,
5.4.
so we're at 162.7.
Yeah.
11, 2200.
Yeah.
But look at your path is really zeroed out and we're not way up on it.
No.
Like when we do a lap here, after we get through,
Yeah.
like I almost kind of want to just go to 2.
Sure.
Because
Let's
we're
do
going to be
that.
back here.
Yeah.
That pattern,
Yeah.
we're going to find something really fun.
Love it.
So let's just do the same thing just so you can experience the heads. GT2, again, let's start with 9 degree, start A1. How's this look over the
It looks
ball?
amazing. It really looks
We're
amazing.
seeing an uptick on the PGA Tour in
Yeah.
2s.
I've never considered a 2, honestly, in all the
From
years.
TS2 to I2 to R2 to GT2, it's slowly been increasing.
Interesting.
And part of it is due to launch.
Yeah.
Is, again, that same sensation of this way is really stable face.
Definitely. Wow. Yeah, that one I feel like I can get that one going that
So
way.
this is what we've found in the past with you. So 4, 3, 2.
Yeah.
As we move that CG depth,
Look at that.
it starts kind of coming around the corner. We get a lot of closure. So we get really great ball speeds. And you can see turning that much at 2400
Yeah.
is kind of still that benefit here for that person that's turning and you're
yeah.
not. That's 2462.
24's got a chance.
It's
right?
got a chance. It's going to feel like, hey, if we stayed that way and that was our only option, that's going to create height and control for you.
Definitely.
It's just not going to be everywhere we need it to be.
Yeah.
All right, so back to GT3.
Okay.
We've just made a couple setting modifications. So we've made 3. We've changed lie angle, loft, and CG.
Yep.
That's a powerful
That's
flight.
so close. So close.
So this was C1 setting.
Uh-huh.
So we've flattened it and taken some loft off. And then we moved the CG into H1.
Yeah.
So we're kind of trying to allow that ball to start more right of target and then let the CG help that closure where you don't have to be in charge of it. You can just be in charge of path. So that was 163.8.
That felt like a really strong flight as well. It
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
just
102 feet.
Yeah.
It's nice.
launch was 10.6.
10.6.
Really nice there.
So good. That's a nice flight.
Yeah. Again, a bit messy, but
61.25.
But Missy at 25 on the
25,
bottom.
that's the difference.
And
95 feet.
161.4.
yeah.
So this is going to be the intriguing thing, I think, shaft-wise. So we get the huge spike in speed,
Yeah.
right, at 168.4. We go up, club path-wise, we're still only at 3.6.
Yep.
We're just getting a lot of closure.
Yeah.
So I'll be intrigued if we can get something that might not kick as hard on that
Definitely.
swing, where we can get all the other parts of the head matched up.
Agreed. Yeah, I like the feel of blue.
Okay.
I really do. I played 50x for a little bit there, 1K blue. I think a little bit of weight is not a bad thing for me at all. Yeah, I'm struggling a bit, I guess, with that one just going wide. Like
Okay.
I feel like I don't quite know where that one is.
Okay. Yeah, what'd that feel like?
Good, good.
Yeah, so part of the shortening is to limit
Totally.
that up.
That little 5-wood that I went to, or it's actually a 4-wood, is at 42 inches. And it's my little, like, just I go to that just to feel like I can just trap it a little bit.
Yeah, I think anytime we get too long, you know, I was like, if I gave you a 50-inch driver,
Yeah.
you're not gonna have that
No.
feeling.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if we can move those little bits,
Yeah.
because you're gonna move really fast, like you talked about feeling like you can get hip depth, but if it's so long that you can't sequence out of it, that length doesn't get us anything.
Definitely.
So this is kind of the question mark for me. So we bring this down to 1.4, but all of these kind of start to get a little more neutral.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of feel
Definitely.
we want?
Would love that. Honestly, I would love that. If we can get that down to the point where I'm kind of feel like I'm hitting squeezes out there, I'd be over the moon.
So that's where, if we look back at the 4 again, but just loft up a little.
Okay.
And see let's see what comes out there
Yeah.
with that, because like that gets really, there's a lot less 4s, 5s, 6s in club numbers there.
Yeah.
So let's see what comes out with a 10 degree at that length.
Love it.
So we're gonna try a GT4 10 degree C1
Okay.
Ventus Blue TR at 45.
Love it, love it.
I got you.
You got it. Closer, JJ. Oh, way closer.
It's only a 2 degree attack angle there.
Yeah.
Face angle 0.5, 24. It's good.
I feel like that start line is finally better.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you live in the 1 to 2 up,
Yeah.
your face to path gets really clean. Because again, face angle was only 0.3 there.
Okay.
So that was just a little centerness of strike.
Yeah. Just flashing the hands at it.
So let's do that same feel with the 3.
Okay.
Doesn't that just look planed better? I know that's a little healed, but like totally. Just there's a lot less play at the top on that one.
Yeah.
Like
What
just
was,
watching it.
What was delivery on that one?
1-6 up, 3 to the right.
Yeah. That's exactly what I wanted. Like,
But, like,
drive it out
you
like
just-
that.
There's just less up here.
Mhm.
So that's the only question at weight. Is that what's feeling like it doesn't want to launch?
I almost have to give up a little bit of this sort of like, just trust that this is better way. It's going to control the swing a little bit better in its structure, and just let it go a little bit, because
Okay.
it's like I can feel myself coming inward and inward and inward and speed and trying to control it with that, where it's kind of almost I feel like it's making things worse almost.
Yeah.
Like I'm stalling in phases of the swing where the flow is kind of really getting lost.
Yeah, that's part of where, you know, from a shaft playing around here, because every time we keep going back to iron shaft, you know,
Yeah.
there isn't any stall.
No,
So, you know, how do we get this feeling like that type of freedom?
like that type of freedom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really close there.
It was close. It was.
Yeah, that speed jumps right back to 162.
I think there was the very first one we hit with the 9.
Yeah.
I just hit it and went, wow, that's
Yeah, and that
perfect.
was with yours. We're just gonna move back to that 9
Okay.
with the 45.
Okay.
So the good part there is, again, 3 up, you know, not way up,
Yeah.
is kind of finding that balance for you where we don't feel like we have to launch it. So let's go.
Giddy
Finally,
up.
JJ.
164.
Took me a while. Was that
110. 2-8 up.
Little spin on that
Little
one,
spin, but it's
11
plays it
to 2900, but on 164 ball speed. So like that stucky one, I know it's a little right.
Yep.
I know it's a little high, but that's in play.
Totally.
And versus the one earlier where that speed drops in the 50s, that stayed at 161.8.
Right.
You know, it's still covering almost 270.
Yep. Almost.
Like, what's that swing feel like?
Oh, it's close.
Yeah.
It does feel close.
Like there's a visually back here, lots of good. Like that's so close.
It is close.
And like now we got ball speed back.
Yep.
Even at shorter, you're still 164 there. Launches 9.4. So coming a little left, spins 23.94, but you know, it's still getting out there at 296.
Yep.
So I think that's the one where it holds that spin a little bit and isn't ducky, that you won't feel like you have to launch.
Yeah.
That you can just kind of let that turn be a little deeper.
That's what I want to try and feel.
Yeah, love that. Love that.
That's close to ideal there, JJ.
I mean, that is so
More
close.
control.
But this is where I think, you know, you're seeing the club speed back at 110. Thanks, TrackMan. You know, but call it 2300
Yeah.
spin, but you're at 165 ball speed there,
Yeah.
half-inch shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's giving you the permission to get that depth. See if we can recreate that with a good spin number. Now we're seeing like that ball speed consistency, you know, 164, 165, 165.
Yeah. Speed's back.
So like even hanging out a little bit to the right, you know, that's still getting out there in the 292 area.
And I think I've just, for a little bit, I've just sort of got to accept that if I'm going to hit it a little bit on the high side, like that's what high right shot should spin at. That's what it should look like.
Yeah,
You can't cater to that one.
And again, on the golf course, the high right one,
Yeah.
that you're not going back to your bag for another golf ball,
Yeah,
is going to be fine.
absolutely.
That's something when you played TSR3 outside, if you hit the high right one, it just spun way too much on you.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't get a playable flight with it.
Yeah.
Love that.
So good.
So if we're kind of being a little picky,
No,
how do we get that one
Yeah,
300 RPMs or, you know, a little bit less in spin?
yeah. When you give yourself room at the top,
Yeah, yeah.
you're, I don't think I have it up there, but we can look at it, is I'm willing to bet our vertical swing plane's shallower.
Yeah,
You're
definitely.
not this way and then pitching this face. So
I know that
everything
will be
we've
the case.
done to kind of keep it, make sure it does go up. Now when you give yourself that little time at the top,
Yeah.
we don't need that help to go up. So that's where you want the right miss to be
Yeah.
flat like that.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so little right at 162, launches at 9.6. That only spun at 28 for the right one.
Yeah.
You know, still getting out there 289.
So that miss window's better.
Yeah.
Just
Much nicer.
catch one a little higher in the head.
Yeah, again, same spin, 2800 on kind of that low face
Yeah.
shot. Some of the VFT work Steph and the R&D team did, that's where we're just seeing that heel strike, just not wanting to jump up.
Oh, it's close, JJ. Just lost my balance a little.
166, that's quick.
Yeah, now I know that's turning a lot, but 166, and that's still 2100.
Yeah.
So the kind of low heel right miss at 2800.
We try that T1 just to see maybe if
Yeah.
I can just let that one almost go a little bit. I mean, as I say, as soon as that came off the face, I went, oh, that's so close. And maybe at T1, I get away with that when I hear more.
Yeah, I think with your kind of big deep swing, that T1 makes sense because that's
yeah,
when
the bigger, deeper swing for sure.
you're kind of more fairway finder, your misses heel.
Yeah.
That bigger, deeper one, your misses toe.
Right.
And getting a little mass to match with that.
It's close.
So yeah, there's some speed to be had on that
Yep.
that feel.
Close. Let's catch the strike. And I think this is very indicative of what I've seen in the golf course this year versus the bay. Strike is much better in the bay. Outside, whether it's alignment base or whatever, you know, swing feel I've got going on, strike is dancing around the face, way more outdoors.
In the bay, where is the miss on the face?
Low middle.
Low middle. There you are.
There it is.
I mean, that's the best
I
one
mean,
yet.
163.5 ball speed.
Yeah.
Launch at 11.5, spin 23.98. Your 276 carry.
5.6 up.
300 total. Land angle's perfect at 36.7.
Yeah.
Anytime you stayed 107 to like 99 peak height,
Yeah.
it's just such a pretty flight.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at that face angle,
controlled, yeah.
you know, under a degree off.
Yeah.
I think that half-inch shorter, a little bit of weight. You know, again, I think that's the key. Getting this outdoors is playing a little bit with the CG between neutral and T1.
Yeah.
Does that actually free you up? because just for interest, you know, we've been cruising 63 to 65 here
Yep.
with a shorter, heavier golf club. So that's 161.
Yep.
So shorter,
less.
heavier with speed.
Yeah.
So lots of good to be had there. But I think that's the intriguing part, is we get a little ball speed from the modernizing the head, that we can work on controlling that.
One of the things I'd just be so interested to try before because I think that's just about perfect for it. One of the things I think I like about Sim is the shallowness of the head. So that was the first one I kind of hit up in there, which is where I've got launch and spin together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whether there's an 8 degree in the two.
For sure.
I can't feel where it is nearly the same.
Yeah. Again, I think the more we've kind of gone through this, that CG depth is a huge reaction for you,
thing.
which I think is a cool thing from a fitting standpoint for the other side, the people who are sensitive to it getting too far forward.
Definitely.
But I think that's where king this track on that GT3 a little farther forward. So
that was one of the things I was so excited about when I seen it. I'm like, oh, that's
a little
a bit
3-4
of me,
mix for you.
Yeah.
Screen that one.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's quick. 113.
169 ball.
13,
Was it really?
3 launch, 2100. Yeah.
That's amazing that just
293.8 carry, 317
That
total.
was sick.
Landing at 38.9.
That's nice.
That's the
Bottle
numbers.
it.
That's the numbers. Look at like that little
Just
Look at that
move the
rainbow,
cone.
and then there's just that one.
One little dot. That's
Do you know what they
sick.
call that? Hope.
About time.
That's what they call hope. Thanks, brother. Thank you.
Nicely
What a
done.
difference. Like the minute I feel like I've got something to push off of,
Yeah.
it's just like, boom, there we go.
It's funny on those other ones that we see 107s.
Yeah.
It's just, you can see immediately, you're like, slow down because
Yeah.
it's not right.
It's not there.
And then, I mean, this is free speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
But like how that all matches up 13-1, 21-24 and spin, like that's holy grail.
I mean, everything there perfect in every sense.
Amazing. Love that. I think shorter's, it has to be shorter. Half-inch short.
Again, I think when that push isn't right, it just lets the club stay in front of you.
Yeah.
And it provides this freedom, because we haven't put in the governor. I mean, you were living in the upper 50s at the start of the day in terms of ball speed, and we just touched 169.
Totally.
That's quick.
So a 10-degree jump with weight and speed, and now when you're up there hitting wedging, that's not going to feel like a whole different ball game, where you shouldn't have good iron days and good driver days. You should just have good days when you're on.
Yeah.
Want to hit a couple fairway woods real quick?
I'd love to.
So you got your 4-wood set up?
I mean, honestly, like this thing's been an absolute dream.
You want to hit some 3 woods?
I mean, it's a bit Frankenstein, gold weight with 3 extra grams. So I should play a 15.75 by 42, and it just like, I didn't find a fairway, I didn't find a hybrid that I liked, and I didn't find a driver iron I liked, and I feel like with this one I can just stay on top of it and just drive it forward.
Love that.
This is the little money club.
Yes, it's
And then
amazing.
this is the...
Again, that's low loft
Don't throw up.
QI10
Yeah.
rocket.
Perfect. Let's see where we are. Solid. You know, 9.6, 3,700.
Yep.
We've kind of changed the fairway lineup a little bit this year. So GT2, GT3, what we tried to do is combine the 2+. So the size of GT2 13.5 and 15 are different. We've actually made the GT2 13.5 the size of TSR 2+. And then we've changed the size of the 15 slightly to more blend in this set.
That looks amazing.
And then GT3 kind of kept the traditional Titleist pear shape. So that's where you're gonna start. This is our biggest change in the lineup. GT2 is not like TSR2.
Right.
This is a whole different animal. The CG location where this is. So the worst thing that happened for Talgi was me being in a meeting.
Yeah.
He's got lots of technology that we hit on all these clubs we've hit so far. So our goal was tour-inspired shapes, looks, feels. Yeah, so that last one with your TaylorMade, 239 carry, 257 total.
Okay.
3,700 spin on 154.
Wow.
Oh, that goes.
So we tried to make launch easy.
Whoa, you succeeded.
No kidding. To the moon.
Yeah, we may have over-exaggerated, but they told me, I said, no one's ever launched a 3-wood too high off the ground. So we really pushed that CG down and forward
Right.
to get launch up. The CG's really close to the neutral axis, so we're getting really good ball speeds.
Yeah.
You kind of saw in that first one
It's just like,
is the goal is,
yeah.
I mean, think of the folks you all work with. How many are like, I just can't get a 3-wood to launch?
Everyone.
And you're just messing with shaft. This one, we don't have to mess with shaft as much. We got a lot of options.
Wow, that's pretty.
Like that's
really
10
good
off the
flight.
ground
Yeah.
with a 13.5 fairway. So part of the design was being able to retain ball speeds on low hits.
On those, yeah.
That
those
was
blunt ones.
156 still.
Kick.
So just from a feel standpoint, I'm gonna drop our friend VF in there.
Okay.
What did that feel like shaft-wise?
I mean, it feels heavier, quite a bit heavier, quite a bit stiffer, which is good. I like
Okay.
it.
Came out quite a bit faster.
Yeah.
That sounded good.
I know that's went a bit turny, but
Yeah.
that kind of has like that little spin
Well, it's a
kick up
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the
This
left
is-
one. Interesting. That's the strike, JJ.
160.
Like whatever the control that is, like that is the strike.
Yeah, that ball speed jumps to 159.
59.
But like, look where the launch is.
Yeah.
At 9.9 on 3,100. So that's covering
Love that.
254.
That's big.
Yeah. I love that. Close.
Yeah, it just gets us a little bit of ball speed.
Yeah.
The easy launch,
What was that on speed?
156.4.
6.4.
10-6, 32. What head's on now?
This is still GT2.
GT2, okay.
Really nice.
Sounded so good. 57.
It's got a little right to left in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether just to kind of hang with that and just learn to kind of like work with that a little bit or fight it. What do
Yeah.
you think?
I think this is going to be, your build's going to end up
Yeah, with
going
some,
this way.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just
yeah.
get it to match the driver.
agreed.
We'll kind of show you the GT3 real quick,
Yeah.
just to show you what I think that'll feel like. But I think this is going to be a little bit too much loft. We eliminated the 13.5
13.5
in
yeah.
the 3. We just
because
didn't
you just
have.
knew guys would go to that.
Yeah, that bigger footprint at that one just is a nicer setup. Pretty good there.
Yeah.
So we went a little deeper faced here. You know, for kind of encourage that kind of more downward strike. It still launched at 10.9.
I know.
9.
Like anytime it comes out just with that push, then turns. I think the other one was starting directly online and then turning.
Yep.
Just that little start line difference.
Yeah, I think that's where we kind of ended up with the driver. You know, when
Yeah.
your old TSR, we had kind of that heel weight to kind of help. But when
Yeah.
you start going this way, we actually need freedom
Absolutely.
of release. So having that CG more to the toe, this is in T2.
And really, if I'm going to be more that way on it anyway, 14.25 should be plenty.
Plenty,
Loft,
yep.
should be.
I think that's a little bit, I mean, you're quick from there. That's 158.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Even on that one?
Well, again, now you're down, and you know, TrackMan on 3 would sometimes register. You showed up on the 13.5 a few
Yeah,
times. So it's, again, this is where loft kind of encourages you to go the other way.
Quite get it.
So I think
Close.
this is the one to to take a look at.
I think so.
I think that 13.5 gets you in the windows you want. It gets us really good ball speed and still gets launch even with that little of loft.
I agree.
You know, but having something that's deeper as that starts to shallow out and we're not kind of picking it off the ground as much and driving it. Again, those numbers change a little bit, but right now that 13.5 GT2 kind of gave us that.
102, shot 102 was that push straw?
This was the push straw one, but this was the GT2, you know, 10.6, 3200.
Nice as well.
You know, just getting into that really nice mix for you where we're not underspinning it. We're not hitting that rocket 3-wood off the ground. It's that bigger footprint that I think off the tee, feeling like it has a little bit of spin.
Yeah.
Just getting you matched up with the right shaft, but I think going into that VF, something that feels a little bit more stable.
So which head are you thinking?
GT2, 13.5.
With the weight.
And just moving a little bit there, getting it a little bit closer to kind of your 4-wood setup.
Agreed.
But
amazing. Awesome.
Cool.
Looks
Thank
great.
you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're a champ.
JJ, thanks, pal.
Yeah, of course.